Hi, welcome back to the workshop. What are we doing today? I was back on the engine, working on the rest of these things. What I have done off camera is I've slotted the link at the top. That happened quite painlessly using the mill and the new mill motorized drive set as slow as it could possibly go, and it chonked through that without any problems, any wobbling, and has made a slot that's as close to 3/16 as it needs to be. The main problem today is going to be fitting these tiny little ball races into the ends of the eccentric rod, and also looking to re-drill and tap these to our new dimension. So working on the mill mostly today, I think, and let's just get on with it. As usual with these kind of components, we've got some interesting holding challenges. Essentially, we've got 1.5 degrees of angle on each side of the rod. So what I've done is I put a 3-degree block in on that side, and then another piece of metal, which not a precision block in terms of what I can do, a piece of metal that I have already milled to size for another part of the project and got left over to block between the two heads, which are obviously boss from the main shaft. So what are we going to do? We need to start off by drilling to fit the bearing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drill down about that much and leave a shoulder boss, and then we're going to cut a shoulder slot in there to drop it in. So that's the plan. Starting off with a drill which is just under 3/8 inch size, which is the outside diameter of the bearings. I've already centered the X and Y axes, so if we go to numbers, we should be able to get the hole in the right place. Well, motors are all very well, but to actually get the final position, the right-hand hand wheel is pretty essential still. So get these zeroed. We'll zero this, the gauge, and just determine how far we're going down. 0.12 of an inch. So we'll go down with this, then we'll change to an end mill to cut a proper square seat to it. Swap over to the end mill now to make a square base to this, and also to get the diameter absolutely right. This time we'll be using the Z-axis in order to make sure we get this cut straight and two-dimensional. Okay, so what we're doing now is going to make a counterbore for the top. We would make a counterbore for the top bit of the bearing here that just has to be that deep. Here we go. Alright, by eyeballing that, I can see that needs to go down quite a lot deeper to clear the edge. So I'll take it down a bit more and see if we can get it to visually look correct. And it's not going down far enough. Right, let's make sure that side is good, that side is well clear. So what I've not done is I've not taken the 3/8 down deep enough. I can see quite a lot of corner down there, so let's just change the tool again and go back to the mill. Change of plan. I'm going to put the drill through it first and then see if I still need to do milling, because the drill is not cleared down as far as I expected to clear. No. Okay. Let's move this that way again. And what is fouling on what? Okay, so what we can do is see how far proud this is and take the 3/8 inch down, just to check what I'm doing here. We'll just put this in this way up. Yeah, we're well down there, so it's the bottom edge that I need to get. So if I pop this back in and measure how much that's proud, then I know how much to take the mill in. So it's about 20 thou I need to go in by. Perfect. Okay, bearing done. Okay, drilled and tapped for 4BA. And needs cleaning up. Well, I seem to be having a very good day in the workshop and totally forgot to say what I was doing here. Where we are with this is making the pins that join our little ball bearings onto the tone cranks. It's a fairly simple thing. The material is 1/8 inch, which is the right size for a push fit into the bearing, and the other end I decided to do 4BA because that was the right kind of size for the same material. So all I'm doing here is using a die in my own homemade die holder for the sake of speed. So it's a simple 4BA tapping exercise. Here we are, just making sure that the tapped hole in the return crank actually fits on our little bit of metal, which it does quite well. again, in long term, that might end up needing Loctite in case it starts to unscrew, but we'll find that out a bit later on. And here we are doing the usual measure on the Y using the DRO to get to the right place and parting the thing off. So yeah, I'm not entirely happy with these. Really not quite sure why things have not gone quite as to plan as I'd hoped, but that's where I am with them. So the bearings are in, the pins are into these, the threaded 4BA into the return cranks. So the next job of this is going to be starting to fit it up on the engine and see if we can actually get everything moving. Once we've done that, we have the piston rods to complete, we've got valve rods to complete, and then we should have something that is getting close to being running on air. So that's the next exercise, will be to do that. But meanwhile, I need to make these pins. So 5/32, I think these ones are going to be 4BA rather than 6BA, because the holes just aren't quite right. But there we go. Onwards and upwards.